Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Yesterday, I posted a video that somebody asked a question about a lake map, and I wish I could do their map, but I don't know what lake it is. So I'm going to do my lake, which is Lake Travis in Central Texas. This is the neatest site. Somebody posted this, and I really appreciate them posting this. OpenStreetMap.org. If you will go to OpenStreetMap.org, anywhere in the world, well, I shouldn't say that. I've just checked the United States. So I'm going to go down near Austin and keep zooming in. And there is my lake. Well, not my lake, a lake near me. And it's almost easier to zoom in and out with the plus key because unless your mouse is, my mouse is very sensitive. And I'm having a little bit of trouble. So let's zoom in. And there we go. So now we got it. The lake stops right up in here at Marble Falls. So this is Lake Travis. It's 63 miles long. And this is cool. You've got it set. Just download it. Then I went to Corel and it pops up right there. And I'm just going to go through all the steps. Well, that didn't download very good. Let's try downloading it again. Well, maybe because I've already done one. So there's the map. And go right here to see more and copy it. Then go into Corel, get your pick tool and paste it. Now paste it really big. I've always found it's better to make it small, so I've reduced it. I grabbed one of the corners and I reduced it. You don't want to go too far. But this is still big. It's over 10 inches big. We're going to make it bigger later. It's not quite 11 inches, so I'm going to set my nudge factor on 12. And I'm going to hit the plus key and make a duplicate. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace. And you could try higher quality. I always have good luck with clip art. And then go right here, group by color. And it's going to group all that stuff, and it takes just a little bit of time. And that I really and truly think that the smaller that it helps Corel. And then I'm going to move it over twice. There is my trace version. I'm going to go up to Object, Group, and ungroup it. And then I'm going to grab the blue. And you can see the blue right here. I'm going to go down. There's the lake. I'm not going to move it. I'm going to keep nudging. That's the whole key to this thing. Now there's some parts we don't need, like this is Lake Austin, below Lake Travis. It's got some little ponds and stuff. But if we take this and left click, right click, and go up to Object and ungroup it, we can take out those little parts of like maybe a fishing tank or a pond. And like, I don't need Lake Austin in my map. This is the Pedernales River coming into it. And now I picked Lake Travis because I know Lake Travis. I've lived here all my life. And you basically have the lake. Now there's a few other little parts that aren't necessary. That's something else. I'm going to hit delete. And if you get to a part like right there where it's kind of connected, that might be a tributary, but that's terrible and really out of shape. So I'm going to take a 2-point line. And I'm going to go from that node to that node, and I'm going to take the virtual segment delete key. Oh, I keep hitting the knife. And I'm just going to cut that. Then you kind of look around and see anything else you might want to, you think looks funny. And we're going to critique it later, but that's not really what the video is about. And here's maybe where the dam is. I'm going to cut that out. Now, I could have got away with not doing any of that extra stuff because I could take the Smart Fill tool and I could fill that in. And there's my lake. Now I'm going to nudge it over and I'm going to left click, right click in red. And I'm going to bring it back to my original map, which I made a copy of. And you can see how it fits perfectly on the lake. Then just to finish the lake, and I've done several videos on this, but this is the best site I've ever seen for that. get your zoom in, get your, probably your freehand tool would be your best, and start somewhere and just start drawing. This is Highway 620, and we're just going to get it kind of close right now. And then you could always go back and move it, move the nodes, make it look. And one thing I've always kind of stressed in this is art. Nobody's going to drive off this map or use it for navigation. But you can see how I'm kind of moving the roads around. And then you would, I'm going to not do too much work here. I'm adding a node and, just go over the whole thing and try to get it closer, because later on when you start making the map for people and where they live, this is going to be pretty important. So we've got that about right. I'm going to move that a little bit more. So if you're ever interested in doing a lake map, just search after you watch this one, search my videos on lake maps, just in the magnifying glass. And then you could always, bring in road signs. And I've done that. Now, with that line selected, I'm going to go and make it like, whoa, way too thick. And then I'm going to make it black. I'm going to right click black. I'm going to get rid of all this trash just so I won't mess it up. Now, if we move the map out of the way, there is my cutout of my lake in my first road. And, you could do anything with it. I'm going to add, it's Highway 71. Then I start adding towns. So it's really easy to move that back. First of all, I would probably, you don't have to group it together because you can keep moving your map out of the way. But let's just add a town, like here's Lago Vista. And we're going to get our text tool, and it's set on 100. I'm going to set it like on 10. Call it OK. That's still bigger than I want. And you could also stack them and, get a better looking look to it. And then put it right there, close enough. You could actually, I make a little, because I know kind of more about Lago Vista, you could make a black box. And when you do that, take away the outline so it won't cut out. Then when we move this map out of the way, there is Lago Vista, Texas. There's the township. And as in any map, you're going to have to go around all the corners, all the edges, and get rid of stuff like that, because that's going to really mess you up with a cut. You could take the shape tool, and the best way to do that would be to just delete that node, and look at that. Then I would take the smoothing tool if you have X7 or above. That's way too big, 0.1 maybe, and hit this. I just did a lake I did it for that Facebook. There's really no lake that has sharp corners like that. But I'd go around the entire lake, like I call that a whoop-de-doo. And you could do several things. You could, one, take the virtual segment delete key and delete it. The only problem with that is that these nodes might not or may be connected. I'm going to delete that node. And just go around and think, if you're going to cut this out on a laser, you got to think about some points and, make some rounded points, make this rounder, just make it easy for the laser, and it'll actually look better. And like I said, it's your map. Nobody's going to drive off this map. And, like right in here, there's a lot of nodes. I would take away nodes. It'll help you, as long as it doesn't change it too much. That changed it a little bit, so let's just take away those two, and then it didn't change it. And then you could always add back curves. But anyway, and like right here, that's way too sharp. That's going to burn away. So take it like that, then take this one and add a little curve to it. Your map will be a lot better. You know, you could do that, then possibly take away that node and just make it like that. And like I said, that probably isn't accurate. So if you take your smoothing tool and just barely hit that to make, you know, give it some curvature, natural flow of the water. But this is really easy. And I have a video. I'm going to put the video that describes how I make this map in 3 layers. One of plywood on the top, and then a layer of, because I'm going to put a riverbed in here. And that's pretty easy. I might even make part 2 on how you could put there's another whoop-de-doo. No, it's not, it's work. But see how you want stuff that's not going to break off. You got to think about this is what's going to be left of the wood. The other is going to be cut out. So you don't want, you know, too sharp a point. There's a lot of nodes right there. Let's take that and let's delete some of those nodes. Delete that node. You know, maybe give it a little bit of a curvature now. Grab that one and go the other way with curvature. And you could right click and turn it into a smooth node. Anyway, have some fun with it. This is if you live near a lake and you make this, you know, like 18 by 20 inches, 18 by 24, you can make a lot of money. And just probably, you know, glass will probably cost you $15 for the frame, unless you buy a frame. Now, the only thing I can state, and I think I stated in the other one, I make my own frames because it's hard to get a frame that's deep enough for a piece of glass, a piece of plywood, a piece of masonite, and then I use paper on the back. So stay tuned for part 2, because I'm excited about this new map site. It's a great site. I mean, you could go around and pick up any lake you wanted. Like here's Lake Buchanan. I've done a few of those, and this one's so easy. It does have some islands in it that you actually need to leave, but this is a super easy lake, and just do the same thing. And then you just got a couple of roads and everything. Anyway, I hope that helped just a little bit, and thank you for watching.